My crazy ex-boyfriend stalked me for 2 years and showed up at my door demanding we be together again. But he learned that my new boyfriend turned out to be more unhinged. Logan never accepted our breakup. After I left him for punching holes in my apartment walls and throwing my phone in the toilet during arguments, he decided we were just taking a break. He'd show up at my job with flowers, wait outside my gym, leave 40 voicemails a night about how we were meant to be together, how no one would ever love me like he did, how I was making a mistake I'd regret forever. The police said they couldn't do anything unless he actually hurt me. The restraining order was denied because the judge said heartbreak can make people act irrationally, and Logan just needed time to heal. So I lived with it for 2 years, changed my number 4 times, moved apartments twice, switched gyms, blocked him on everything, only for him to make new accounts. My friends stopped inviting me places because Logan would somehow find out and show up. My sister installed cameras at her house after he left letters in her mailbox asking her to talk sense into me. Then, 6 months ago, I met Theo at my cousin's wedding. He was the photographer's assistant, and we talked all night about horror movies and terrible coffee. He seemed normal, funny, called when he said he would, didn't get mad when I had to cancel plans, didn't check my phone or accuse me of cheating. I thought I'd finally found someone stable. We dated quietly for months. I didn't post anything online, didn't tell many people, kept waiting for Theo to show his true colors, but he stayed consistent, thoughtful, maybe a little intense about his hobbies, but nothing concerning. He collected vintage medical equipment, which was odd, but everyone needs interests. Then last week, everything exploded. Logan had somehow found out about Theo. Maybe he saw us at the farmer's market or someone mentioned it, but he showed up at my door at 7 in the morning, pounding and screaming about how I was his soulmate and this was our time to reunite, how he'd changed and grown and done the work, how he'd been waiting patiently for me to realize we belonged together. The pounding got louder. He started kicking the door, screaming that he knew I was in there, that we needed to talk, that he wouldn't leave until I opened up, that whoever this new guy was couldn't love me like he did. I was about to call 911 when Theo walked out of my bedroom holding a coffee mug like nothing was happening. He'd stayed over, which Logan clearly didn't know. Theo listened to Logan screaming for about 30 seconds, then smiled this weird little smile and said he'd handle it. Then he opened the door mid-kick, causing Logan to stumble inside. Logan recovered quickly and started yelling about who the hell Theo thought he was. How was I his girlfriend? How Theo needed to leave immediately before things got ugly. Theo took a sip of his coffee and waited for Logan to finish. Then he said in this completely calm voice that he understood Logan's confusion, but I'd clearly moved on. Logan should probably do the same. Logan laughed and said Theo had no idea who he was messing with. Logan had been fighting for this relationship for 2 years, that some random guy wasn't going to steal what was his. That's when Theo's whole demeanor changed. His smile got wider, but his eyes went completely flat. He set down his coffee mug and asked Logan if he knew anything about medieval torture methods, how the human body could survive surprisingly extensive damage if you knew which parts to avoid, how modern forensic science still can't solve crimes without evidence. Logan stopped talking. Theo continued explaining how he'd been studying anatomy since he was 12, how his taxidermy skills translated perfectly to other applications, how his knife collection wasn't just for cooking, how his basement had excellent soundproofing from his previous hobby of drum restoration, how Logan's stalking habits meant no one would question if he disappeared, since everyone already knew he was unstable. He talked about nerve endings and blood loss, and joint separation like he was discussing a recipe. Logan's face went from red to white to green. He actually took 3 steps backward. Theo followed him, maintaining eye contact the whole time. Then Theo pulled out his phone and showed Logan something that made him run out of my apartment and down the stairs. I never saw what was on that screen. Theo just smiled and said Logan wouldn't be a problem anymore. He was right. Logan moved to another state the next day, according to his mother, who called to apologize.